You ever get that cold shiver? The one that crawls up your back when you realize something's gone terribly wrong, but it's too late to stop it? That was me the night my grandfather's scream cut through our house, sharp enough to freeze the air. 3 broken ribs, 82 years old, and the worst part wasn't even the pain. It was the insult. 2 guys, fake HOA enforcers in shiny vests, shoving him down over a $500 fine he never owed. And before I could even process it, I was asking myself, who really sent them? Why target us? And what happens when the folks pulling the strings realize they just messed with the wrong family? Let me back up a sec. It was a Tuesday night in October, one of those evenings where the whole neighborhood feels kind of sleepy, nothing really happening, just the blue TV glow in the windows. I'm in my home office, debugging code, half listening to the sounds outside, when I catch voices loud enough to snap me out of the screen. I glance out and spot these 2 guys, matching navy vests, Sterling Management Group HOA Enforcement stamped in big white letters. They looked official enough to fool anyone not paying attention. The tall one, Derek, had this ex-cop or casino bouncer energy, tight posture, cold eyes, like he's waiting for trouble. The other, Troy, was all nervous muscle, short but built, kept bouncing on his feet and glancing at his phone like he was waiting for instructions. But my grandpa Joe Patterson? That man's got an Irish temper and nerves of steel. I hear him through the screen door. Voice raised. We never voted for any HOA, you hear me? I've lived here 30 years and no one's telling me how to keep my own porch. Joe's sharp, even at 82, still does his own taxes. Still beats me at chess, still knows a scam when he sees one. Derek tries to stay professional. Sir, you're being fined for unauthorized driveway repairs. $500 due immediately or we escalate to legal proceedings, and flashes this clipboard full of official-looking paperwork. Troy hangs back, twitchy, scrolling through his phone, not fooling anyone except maybe the police. That's when things went sideways. Joe steps back, tells them he's calling the police, and Derek moves forward, fast, supposedly handing him the paperwork. But I see the shove, right through the screen. Not enough to break a young man, but more than enough for an old mechanic. Joe crashes down the steps, and the crack of ribs is like a gunshot. Troy jumps into his concerned citizen act. Oh no, he tripped. Derek calls 911, all frantic and worried, but the whole performance stinks of rehearsed lies. By the time paramedics and cops show up, the scammers have got their story down tight. Derek's calm. Reasonable. Just a misunderstanding, sir, he slipped. And with no witnesses but me and a shaken-up old man, the cops file it as an accident during a civil dispute. No charges. No arrest. Just a lot of promises to investigate. Becky, my girlfriend, gets home an hour later, and she's horrified. Why didn't they arrest them? She asks, pacing the living room. Because they made it look accidental. I tell her. These guys are professionals. And it's true. By morning, Joe's in the hospital, 3 ribs cracked, $11,000 in medical bills piling up. Our insurance company wants to call it an accident during a crime and fights the coverage. I'm out of work, unpaid, running between doctors and insurance agents. And that $500 fake fine turns into the least of our worries. That's when I call my cousin Mike, president of the Steel Ravens Motorcycle Club. Ex-Marine. Family means everything to him. Police won't help, I tell him. Derek's coming back, and next time might be worse. Mike just says, family protects family. We ride tonight. Within an hour, 15 bikes line our street. Tank Johnson, 6'4", 300 pounds of tattooed muscle, parks right in our driveway and settles in for the long haul. Suddenly, we're not so easy a target. But these scammers aren't amateurs. Their violation letter looks legit, embossed logos, legal language. A real downtown address. But when I check, it's a dentist's office. Never heard of Sterling Management. I call their number, just a generic voicemail. But I'm a software guy, and something about their website registration nags at me. 18 months old. The same length of time weird HOA scams have been showing up around the region. And then, right when I'm at my wit's end, help shows up from the what those men did is completely illegal. She's got legal articles, template letters, case law, all spread out on our kitchen table, and for the first time, I feel hope. Becky and Megan hit it off. Immediately, finally, someone who speaks the language of the system. Megan walks us through filing state complaints, even offers to organize a neighborhood meeting. These scammers hit multiple houses, she says. The more victims we find, the stronger our case. She even pays Joe's pharmacy bill when insurance refuses. Don't worry about paying me back. Just get him healthy, she says. And the gratitude nearly floors me. But just when I think we've turned a corner, Derek and Troy come back, this time with a new notice. The fine's now $1,000 for noncompliance. Only this time. Megan steps outside, armed with legalese and confidence that makes Derek squirm. Gentlemen, you have no legal authority here. What you're doing is criminal fraud under state and federal law. Derek's mask slips. He stammers, tries to hold his ground, but the sight of Tank and the rest of the Ravens makes retreat look a whole lot safer. We'll be back with proper documentation. He mumbles, and that's the last I see of his bravado. Megan gets to work, organizes paperwork, finds inconsistencies in their fake letters, helps me file complaints. The next day, we hold a neighborhood meeting, 25 people in our living room, some with their own stories, some just scared. Ellen Hayes, a retired teacher, says she got a letter but never paid. Or so she claims. After the meeting, Megan gives everyone templates, promises more research, and for a moment it feels like the worst might be behind us. But the next morning, Ellen's crying in her backyard. Turns out, she lied. She paid $800 to Sterling Property Services after a threatening phone call, and when I press her, she goes pale. The woman who called me, Josh. I think it was Megan's voice. That hits like a punch. Ellen swears it. The same gentle, reassuring tone, the same little laugh when she gets condescending. My mind races. Was our supposed savior actually the mastermind? I dig deeper, programming skills suddenly a lifeline. Sterling Management Group, Sterling Property Services, Sterling Legal Solutions, all registered the same month, sharing addresses, bank numbers. All matching when Megan moved here. And then I hack their site. What I find, pages and pages of surveillance, photos of every house, notes on residents, schedules, finances, medical histories. Someone's been watching us for months, and all the orders go back to an email. M. Garcia. Suddenly, everything's clear. Megan orchestrated the whole scam, recruited Derek and Troy, built the fake companies, played both sides, angel and predator. The shock turns to anger. I take the evidence straight to the storage unit Megan's been visiting for months, find her criminal HQ, maps, files, flowcharts, plans to drive elderly residents out, and snap up their homes cheap. It's not just our neighborhood, there are dozens more. Organized crime, hiding behind a legal mask. I bring it all to Mike and Tank. They treat it like a military operation, security, evidence, surveillance. We rally the community, tip off journalists, and the story explodes. Megan tries to fight back, files restraining orders against the bikers, claims she's the real victim, but the evidence is overwhelming. Ellen comes forward with recordings, Derek brings 6 months of audio, and even Troy flips, revealing how Megan threatened his family. In the end, justice catches up, federal agents swoop in, charges for elder fraud, wire fraud, conspiracy, you name it. The judge voids all the fake liens, freezes every asset, and Megan's professional mask shatters in a courtroom outburst broadcast live. Old people deserve to lose money if they're stupid enough to fall for simple scams. No one doubts her guilt after that. The community bands together, Steel Ravens run neighborhood watch, the elderly become local heroes, even the mayor shows up to stand with. Threat? Drop your stories in the comments. Let's talk about what justice looks like when the law and the community finally stand up together.